By the time you finish watching this documentary, 10,270 babies will be born, 5,180 new smartphones will be sold, but 93,760 perfume bottles will be sold and thrown away. The documentary will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, I wasn't dragged. I walked in willingly, eventually. When he pitched the idea, I laughed. I thought, perfume bottles? Is that what we're doing now? But then he said one word, data, and suddenly I was wide awake. My name's Katie, and I work as a teaching fellow and an educational researcher at the University of Birmingham.
And may I ask you, how did you meet Mr. Abdullah?
I met Abdullah at work. We're colleagues. We've been working together for a couple of years. 95.4% of people throw away their perfume bottles. Only 2.2% collect them, I guess for decoration or perhaps guilt. 1.7% refill, probably in denial. 0.7% repurpose. Honestly, that's respect to them. But then we ask the golden question, what do you think happens to your empty bottle?
He storms in like he's discovered a conspiracy. I want to research perfume bottles, he says. And I'm thinking, perfumes? Seriously? Nobody cares.
The amount of material that we are spending or amount of money that we are spending in the name of luxury, it's not only monetary loss, it's the environmental loss that we are inculcating. And the world that we leave for our children, it's very alarming, very alarming. So there was a stray cat that came to our door and it was badly hurt with some skirmishes here and there. We took that cat to the vet and unfortunately that cat didn't make. We are also pet owners. I would say pet parents, not owners but pet parents. And once you're pet parents, it feels like all the animals in the world are your babies. And when that cat actually didn't make it, it wasn't a nice experience at that time. And the vet told that, the cat might have had some kind of food in terms of glass that might have made some internal injuries. And that took me apart.
I found Abdullah very quiet after we came home. And then this kept going for a couple of days. And then I was worried. And then when I asked him what has happened, why he's so quiet, he just said that we might have killed that cat. I was shocked. Why is he saying that?
We, to a certain extent, are part of it. We've been selling perfume for quite a lot, and those glass bottles might be one of the killers.
Sometimes the smallest tragedies open the biggest truths. This wasn't about one cat. It was about all of us.
The amount of bottles that we are actually selling, that was pretty alarming. Like in recent past, for last 1 decade, perfumes have been extremely popular. And people are consuming perfumes like grocery items. With luxury comes cost, and this cost was not only monetary, it was environmental cost. And this is where I started to do the research that what is the impact that is happening to the environment with just luxury side perfumes. Just forget about everything else. We're just talking about perfumes. That's actually alarmed me quite a lot. So I thought of initiating a project that might not hurt the environment. It wasn't about the cats only, and that's how I got into this project.
Initially, honestly, no, I didn't believe. But I stayed quiet. I was just standing beside him when he brought the idea at home. I didn't believe in him. I just said, let it go. Maybe he'll stop one day. But then slowly, I saw the spark in it.
He storms in like he's discovered a conspiracy. I want to research perfume bottles, he says. And I'm thinking, perfumes? Seriously? Nobody cares. But he was pretty adamant, and I was like, okay, great. We'll get a bunch of testers and call it science. I'm Dr. Balkis, and I studied physics and chemistry until I got a PhD in physical chemistry at the University of Oxford. But then the numbers came out, and suddenly I'm like, wait a minute, we're not talking about fragrance anymore. We're talking about a full-blown crisis wrapped in glass.
Luxury has a hidden cost. In our pursuit of beauty, we leave behind scars.
The numbers that came out with the documented numbers, we saw that roughly over 2 billion bottles a year are being dumped into the sea. It wasn't only cats and dogs, it was actually the ocean that was hurting a lot. We are scared about terrorism. Just think about it. I mean, we are actually dumping probably one tower of Burj Khalifa every year in the sea. One tower of World Trade Center is shattered in the sea every year by us in the name of luxury.
Officially, global perfume sales in 2023 were $53.7 billion. The study was done in 2025. 2024 figures are even more, but those are just the documented figures. Mind the word documented. Based on industry patterns, estimated actual sales are way higher. But let's only talk about the documented numbers. Average bottle price, $25. So we're looking at over 2.3 billion bottles sold in a year. Now, multiply that by the weight. Conservatively, around 250 grams per bottle. Some are more, some are less, but let's say around 200 grams. You're staring at roughly 0.5 million tons of perfume bottles only, and that's the part that haunts me. Only 21% of that is actually recycled, and that's globally. And that's the best case. This includes all kinds of glass, not just perfume bottles, meaning about 455,000 tons just disappears from our systems every year. And these are the documented numbers. Just imagine the actual ones. And no one's panicking. It's because it's not fast food wrappers or soda bottles. It's luxury. It smells nice. It's expensive, so somehow we treat it like it's innocent. Everyone's furious about plastic waste, but glass? Just because it's elegant, we look the other way.
These are not just numbers. They are years, oceans, futures.
If jam jars wore tuxedos and lied on their resumes, they pretty much would be fragrance bottles. Most bottles are Frankensteins. Their bodies are made of glass, the pump is made of plastic, the collar is made of metal, and they sometimes have foil necks. It's a recycling nightmare.
Just think about this journey. A person unboxes a very fancy glass bottle, throws away the bottle in the dustbin once after finishing the use. Once that dumpster is being collected, either some of them is being sorted or few of them is thrown in the sea or dumped in ground. Now, sorting is not that easy. We did that research and we know that it's extremely difficult to sort and then recycle a glass bottle.
Collecting them costs money, then transporting to a sorting facility, cost for the sorting, cost for the cleaning, cost again, melting it down. It's cost. Good luck to any recycling plant that tries to sort that mess out. And even if they reach that process to the end, is it that easy? Chemically speaking, most bottles are made of soda lime glass. That's made of silica, soda, and lime. But the high-end ones, they throw in some borosilicate layers, which makes them heat resistant, and then that makes them recycling resistant. It's not any other simple wine bottle. And even the machines would go, nope, can't recycle that. And here's the kicker. Shelf life of the fragrance is 3 to 5 years. But the bottle lives from 500 to 1,000,000 years. So basically it's immortal. So you get a scent that fades quite quickly, but a bottle that refuses to die. Plastic is the bad guy. It's loud, floaty, photogenic. But glass is a silent killer. It's dignified. It sinks before you can blame it.
What happens with those bottles? It goes in the sea. And with high pressure, because glass is heavy, it sinks down. And with a high pressure, glass shatters. And when glass shatters, it doesn't shatter with very large pieces, it shatters with tiny pieces. And when it becomes tiny pieces, it doesn't go deeper, it just floats and becomes food for our fishes.
Imagine this now, a fancy bottle cracking underwater, turning into blades. It's not irony anymore, it's injury. And that's a hard dinner plate to digest. You think you're eating clean seafood? Surprise, it comes with crushed couture. Also think about the stray cats getting injured while searching for food in bins. It's a horrible sight. We're melting chemicals at volcanic heat to hold liquid that people barely finish. That's like building a whole mansion to just store one soda can. Even recycling glass isn't zero footprint. 1 ton gives off 315 kilograms of CO2, and yet we make billions of bottles, most of which don't even make it to the bin.
Wait, billions?
Surprised? Honestly, I laughed at first. Then I saw the data, then I saw the sea. Now I can't unsee either.
Plastic floats, glass sinks. We bury what we can't bear to see.
My name is Liami Angkang. I come from the beautiful hills of Northeast India. Now I live in Dubai. I am the founder of Mio Master, which means my craft, and we are producing the first biodegradable perfume bottle in the world. The perfume bottles idea comes up from Mr. Abdullah. So we never produced a perfume bottle before. So when he shared me the ideas of perfume bottles, I was thinking, I have a doubt like whether it's really going to happen or if not, because it's the first time that we're going to produce a perfume bottle with the clay, with the pottery.
Nature has its own way of preserving liquid. If you see a coconut, there is water inside coconut, but nature preserves it. Over a period of time, it might stale, it might go beyond what we are thinking of, but it's completely natural. I tried coconut.
Initial idea for the bottle was to present it in a coconut shell. Whenever we come up with an idea, he has to test the idea, whether we can present the perfume in that idea or no.
But it didn't work. It wasn't a good moment at that time, but it didn't work because it's not waterproof, it leaks, there is no natural way to preserve perfume inside a coconut shell unless we do some really smart stuff with it.
The main concern that I have during the processing of perfume bottle is whether the fragrance will be evaporate. That's the main thing. And since it is a handmade product, whether we can produce the bottle consistently with the same size, with the same shapes.
If you see wells and rivers, it's mud, the ponds. Nature has created those ponds. So immediately I got an idea. Well, what if we use mud that has been used from ancient times? Then we went back. I actually did some readings through the time of Al-Kindi, who developed perfume, who's father of perfumery. Those times they used to store and used to transport fragrances from one point to another in clay pots. Now, because they wanted something fancy, they converted those clay pots into ceramics. So it wouldn't be wrong to say that we are going back to square one and using those clay pots with some innovation, with some little bit of chemical engineering so that it can preserve its state, it preserve its sturdiness and hardness, and then become waterproof. And that's how I came up with the idea.
Every vision needs hands. Every solution begins with soil.
When I reach out to my community, it's a big challenge at first because we never make a perfume bottle before. So we started research how to make bottles, what are the necessaries we have to do, and what are the components.
Not only production, we gave her a couple of designs, did the prototype, and when we did the testing, waterproofing, the pH scale, the temperature of perfume inside those bottles.
He gave me the space to experience and explore. We had many discussions, shared sketch, tested materials, and went through a lot of trials and error together. And I brought the craft and deep cultural roots. Pottery is made of two components of raw materials. Number one is serpentinite stone, which is weather rock, which is soft and dark greenish. and the other one is clay, dark brownish, which is a sticky clay. So we use the ratio of 3.2 and we hammer the stone and make it into powder. So the process starting from the beginning till the end, everything is handmade. We don't use a wheel to make the shapes. Everything is handmade. So first we have to mix the clay and the stone powder, and after that we have to mold it with the shapes, and after that we have to keep it for days, which we cannot face directly to the sun or face directly to the wind. So it's a very sensitive product, and after that we have to polish the finishing part, and after that we burn it. We blast it in the kiln for around 900 to 700 to 800 degrees Celsius for 5 to 6 hours.
It took good 3 to 4 months, and we were so happy when the test came positive after the coconut strategy. So, I mean, I had goosebumps at that time, and I said, we cracked it. And then came the fragrance.
While working, I wanted to do a lot of things which I couldn't do as an employee. I'm Dr. Kishore Machale. I'm from Maharashtra, India. I studied perfumery. I did my master in perfumery. And last 30 years, I'm working in perfume industry. I started my journey with one of the most reputed perfumery house, which is called as Ajmal Perfumes. Then in between, I worked with for almost 14 years with another group called Sheikh Mohammed Said Group of Companies. I work with them. And last 2 years, I am working on my own company, which is called as Kairos Perfume and Cosmetic Manufacturing LLC, which is located in Valquain. I was introduced to Mr. Abdullah by one mutual friend. And when we met first, I mean, we clicked on the day one itself, because he came out with the concept, a vision, a good story. I mean, you know, it was happening first time in the industry. I'm in this industry for such a long period of time, but nobody thought about that concept of creating something.
Through a common friend, I met Dr. Kishore. I pitched him this idea. He's not an inexpensive guy. And I said that, will you like to collaborate and will you design a perfume for us? He was like, I would love to do it. And I said, but we don't have enough funds. They said, well, who's asking for that? I just want to be part of it. I was like, oh my God, is this a dream? Dr. Kishore actually developing a fragrance for us.
Honestly speaking, this was emotional. And I was surprised when he shared those statistics. And he contributing to the nature, to the society. And I thought I can also contribute. I can do my bit, you know, by contributing to his vision, his concept. Keeping that in mind, in the mind itself, I started designing what all types of component I can use, or most importantly, what all natural essential oils or, you know, different raw materials which are nature-based. How can I incorporate in the formulation which resembles with his idea, his concept or his vision? He was talking about the elements of life. To start with, we decided to work on fire and water. So particularly for fire, like what it resembles, the leadership, the dominance, keeping that in mind, I decided what all raw material to use, which can match with the emotion of the bottle or packaging or the concept. So that's how I approached the perfume first.
When mission meets mastery, the formula is unforgettable.
Slowly, when I started to see that how the results are coming out, people are really encouraging the idea, people are gathering with him. And then, yeah, I felt that something is going to work. When I see the first bottle, the sample which we received, like I was like half believer, and still I had doubts, but 50% I was a believer that time.
How did you come up with the brand name?
Okay, let me start with a little bit of flashback. So in 2012, my wife Amreen she was in labor, and the doctor came to us and said that the doctor said that her condition is very critical. Either you could save the mother or save the child. Before that, me and my wife were having a discussion that I wanted to name my son something else, and she wanted the name to be Aabir. Finally, she gave up and she said that, okay, whatever you want to name it, I'm okay with it. But by that time, when she was going in the labor and the doctor asked me to sign indemnity that, either we will save the mother or we'll save the child, at that time, Amreen said that you have to save the child, but you have to promise me that you will name my son as Aabir. Well, that's when we named our son as Aabir. At that time, we thought that his name meant a philosopher and a thinker and a traveler. That's what she wanted it to be. But by the grace of God, they both survived and they both are healthy now, so don't worry about it. We are a happy family. Okay, going past 12 years, we were searching for a brand name. We searched something that relates to fragrances or scents, or someone that can make an impression about the scents, being an organic scent bottle. Guess what? We searched probably 1,000 different names. Well, I'm exaggerating, but specifically there were 37 different names that we shortlisted. Then we asked the internet that what are the different names of scents in different languages, or someone who leaves an impression of fragrance, and surprise, surprise, the name came out as Aabir. Well, it wasn't conclusive because, I wasn't, you could say I wasn't too much sure about it. So we searched the internet more. What does Aabir means? And all of the website came with an idea or the meaning that someone who leaves an impression of fragrance. And 13 years ago, we thought that he is a voyager, but it was actually the destiny that we had to open this brand with the name of Aabir.
A name isn't just a label, it's a legacy.
I had lots of what ifs. So every stage I was just keep on asking him, what if it doesn't work? What if this happens? What if this happens? One time he was like, Amreen, that's it, no ifs. We can do it, Amreen. Just believe in God. So everything will be all right. Like God has made us come to this point, and He will guide us for the future as well.
Looking back, this collaboration has been a turning point for me, both personally and professionally. When we look back in our community, there are a lot of families who are living day-to-day life, making potteries and providing their families. So this collaboration also not only impacting to me, it impact to our community back home.
I hope what message Mr. Abdullah want to convey, it goes down the line, people understand the purpose behind the whole project. We have created something which is nothing combination of sustainability with his innovative approach towards packaging to the perfume. It's a combination of both.
How do you feel that the perfumes are named after you?
I never gave them consent, so I don't know why they are doing this. But they just asked me yesterday, and like, how can I say no at that time? They already had all the paperwork, and now removing it would be a hassle.
So do you give them consent now?
No.
So what's the one message that you want to give to people?
When you think about it, don't think about the money, think about the impact you have on with your product, like what your product will, how your product will impact the world, and not how much money you will get from the product.
Save the plants and grow more. And for this project, I recommend everyone in the world, after they find out, that they should always continue sustainability.
As the new generation, they say, please like and subscribe and share as much as possible. Well, I wouldn't say like and subscribe, but try to share this with as many people as possible, so the manufacturers are forced to take this step. I mean, if the consumer comes in and they say, well, we're not going to buy anything which is non-organic in terms of packaging, then the consumers would be forced to do it. I hope that every fragrance user in the world, from now onwards or in future, at one point in time, owns perfume bottles that are stored in only organic bottles. That's my hope. May it be Aabir, may it be other brands. I hope other brands do follow and reach out to us to collaborate. That's what I hope.